Here's a great book to read. Get yourself a copy of this. My friend Jenny Lapham, g'day Jen, she got me a copy of this book. Great Starvation Experiment by Todd Tucker. It's based on Dr. Ancel Keys' work in the 1940s, where they had a group of 40 conscientious objectors, people who didn't want to go to the war for religious reasons, so they were put to work doing things for the government. And these 40 guys went on a starvation thing in the Minnesota University in a hospital. So just get this book, The Great Starvation Experiment. It's fantastic. What they did is to clinically induce starvation on grown men. They went from 3,200 calories, which they're average eating. They ate that for about 3 months, about 3,200 calories, and so their weight sort of stabilized. And then they dropped it down to an average of 1,570 calories a day. And that was enough to induce clinical starvation in grown men. And it's like reading a book about raw fooders. It's incredible. It's just all the same symptoms. Lack of sex drive, lack of motivation, depression, suicidal thoughts, whatever. And I go on raw food forums, and people who are eating these low-calorie diets, they've got all the same symptoms. Lack of sex drive, lack of motivation, suicidal thoughts, constant cravings, reading cooking books, and things like that. It's all the same. Why? Because when you restrict your calories, your health and vitality drops down, regardless of your diet. It's just that raw fooders, they get put onto this breatharianism, orthorexia. Well, don't eat organic bananas, or don't eat too many of them because, you know, you want to be pure and you want to be puritarian and stuff like that. So what we're seeing is that regardless of what you eat, if you restrict your calories enough, you're going to lose your sex drive, you're going to lose your motivation, you're going to lose your fitness. The average loss of fitness of these guys was over 72%. Some guys even up to 90% of their cardio fitness was dropped, and strength was just like out the window. Strength just went out the window really quickly. So that was really interesting to read that. So that's why I promote such a high calorie lifestyle, because we know soldiers in war in the army, they get fed over 3,000 calories a day, because anything less than that, the soldiers, they just like lose drive. You don't want soldiers with no drive. But what you want is a society with no drive. You want a society that's undercarbed, fearing carbs, so they're just sort of corralling around and being good debtors and good consumers and not much confidence, because when you don't have enough carbohydrate calories, it's hard to feel confident because you don't have the energy. And when you got energy, you can have confidence, yeah? When you got energy, you have confidence. You go to a bike race, you'll see guys on the start line, the girls on the start line, they're all confident, they're all carbed up, glycogened up. Once the glycogen starts running down low, or hydration is going down low, confidence just, boom, drops through the floor, and you have confident people becoming unconfident people within an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. So when your glycogen's low, your confidence is a no-show. So it's a great book to read, The Great Starvation Experiment by Ancel Keys. It's just incredible, the insight after insight. So that's why calorie restriction is absolute fucking bullshit. Calorie restriction is bullshit, because if calorie restriction was good for you, then these men would just be going accelerating instead of going off the deep end. One guy chopped off his fingers, he was so depressed. So calorie restriction is absolute garbage. It's nonsense. It's just anorexia wrapped up in some study that was done on rats in a laboratory, fed just crazy food and put in an unnatural situation. That's not fucking natural. You put calorie restriction in nature, the animal in nature that calorie restricts gets taken out. The humans that calorie restrict, what do we call them? We call them anorexics. Last time I checked, anorexics had poor health. They had poor health. They had heart failure. They had bone issues, teeth issues, hair issues, skin issues, mental issues, digestion issues, joint issues, blood issues, anemia issues, vitamin issues, mineral issues. Calorie restriction does not work. Calorie restriction fails you epically 100% of the time. That's why when you see raw fooders who are eating the best quality food, when they calorie restrict, they get dropped off the fucking deep end. Watch the videos on YouTube. Look at the forums. Read the testimonials. People getting dropped off the deep end. People writing books about, oh, I did the raw food lifestyle and it didn't work for me. And then you read their books and they're promoting breatharianism or calorie restriction. No wonder it fucking didn't work for you, man. That's like me saying, I bought a Porsche and I spent a lot of money and I drove on the wrong side of the road and I took my hands off the steering wheel because I thought the Porsche would drive itself and I had a crash. Porsches are dangerous. No, what is dangerous is morons getting a hold of certain information, or gullible people believing morons and following that advice and just hitting walls. And then we go, oh, well, you know, they don't want to admit that they were dumb or gullible enough to believe the bullshit to start with. So what they do is they blame the lifestyle, they blame the diet or whatever. So it's about taking responsibility for your actions. If you choose to do something in life, educate yourself well so you get the proper results. Don't just believe people are sincere but sincerely wrong, or don't buy into what the hucksters are selling you and scamming you with some snake oil sales, a little bottle of aluminium sulfate, add your clarity, candida cleanser, whatever nonsense. You got to do it diet and lifestyle. You got to take advice from people getting results you desire. So you got to educate yourself. Get educated or get medicated. When you restrict your calories, you restrict your ability to live. When you become carb phobic, you become life phobic and energy phobic. You don't want to expend any energy because you don't have it. So bottom line, carbs high, calories high, low fat, low protein, vegan, heavy on the fruits and veggies. That's where it's at. Never exercise a day in your life. Just live the life of passion, of contribution. Get out in the garden, pick up a bit of rubbish, run with your kids, walk the dog, ride your bike to work, hike up that mountain, do some crazy shit, dance all night long, give some passionate loving to your partner. How about that? Fuck exercise. I'll see you later. Thanks for watching.